something from someone who has nothing to steal. That's real.
Hello, today I show you how to install Ubuntu desktop on your VirtualBox. First you should go to Ubuntu download site and download the operating system. I download system before, so I run the VirtualBox and try to install the Ubuntu on my machine. See, when you give the Ubuntu name, the default system will be detected. That will be Ubuntu 64 bits. Then 42 was extinct because there are older machines, so Ubuntu and the developers of Canonical wants to develop one system, and we go next step. We give the random access memory, and you see that it should be 2 gigabytes, but I give maybe less, and we check how it works. Next step is the hard disk, and create a hard disk. You can use existing, and when you have pre-installed Ubuntu image, you can like VD you can get and simply run this, and you are not you mustn't install system and give the goals to do this, but simply give the image and boot the system. Next step is create virtual disk image, and I prefer dynamically allocated because I can change the size after I install, and we give maybe more, some like 16 gigabytes of hard drive, and try to create. After creating, we should choose our image that we downloaded before, and we should go to downloads and get Ubuntu 64, and now we can install the operating system on our machine. So the system starts from the BIOS, and it is a pseudo BIOS from Linux, from VirtualBox. After that, we are starting from the image that we save. It takes a couple of minutes to start. Okay, so you see the toolbar, the connection, because the connection on VirtualBox is simply at NAT, so the network is making default in the VirtualBox, and now we can try or install. When we try, the Ubuntu will be not installed on hard drive, and we can check what it is Ubuntu and how it works, but we want to install, and we can change the language, but I simply stay in English. Normally I install in Polish because it is my default language, but other developers install on English because it is simpler when you read the tutorials. Next step is making an updates during the installation process. It takes longer, and I check this, but you can do this after installing and using command get update and upgrade, and install third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware, Flash, MP3 and other media, and I stay with this. Usually I check both. So we waiting for next step. It is erase and install Ubuntu. I usually make something else and make the partition table split to 2 disks, and usually I give, for example, 20 giga, but we have only 17. For example, we can give the mount point of system on the first partition. When you have HDD, not SSD, like you should give on the first partition swap, but in the second I usually give the home folder, and it is good solution because when the system crash, you can create new one, and in your home folder all of the configuration of your user will stay, and you have the data not erased. But in that solution, because I install on VirtualBox, I simply erase disk and install Ubuntu on all the disk that I create on virtual machine. Okay, yes, continue. Okay, this is the time zone. It is default for Polish because it's Warsaw, as you see. And the keyboard is Polish. There are new keyboards like Silesian, and you give the password. I give something which is very simple and login automatically because I have nothing to hide. And as you know, you can go to the root system when you have when you can when you have the keyboard of the device and the Linux system. You can mount the system without knowing the password on a root, and it is good to encrypt your home folder, for example. But in the other side, you should know that encryption will decrease the rate of your data when you using when you're using your system. So it is good solution, but has disadvantages when you're using it, because you working slower, because the system waiting for encrypt the data. And we copying files, so it is nothing else to wait. It takes sometimes because the image has about 1.5 gigabytes. So the files that is copying to the virtual machine on your computer is not small. So we pause the video. So after a couple of minutes we have Ubuntu installed, and we should restart the system. So do this, and remember that if you have something input, you should change and change, because after reboot you can be again on the installer, and again want VirtualBox to install Ubuntu on your virtual machine, and it is not quite nice to do this process over and over again. I do this couple of times because when I started using the virtual machine, I don't know what's going on, and it was quite fun, but when you waiting for the installation, it isn't. So the Ubuntu is booting now. So I restart because it starts to booting from the ISO, like I said before, and it was not funny because I will be waiting all the time after unmode the booting device, and bootloader stops on the same screen. But now, as you see, we have the first look at Ubuntu. So it looks quite nice. After installing Ubuntu, you can install the guest add-ons to better get better mount to get better performance from your graphic cards, etc. Okay, so run the script. And my secret simple password. You can also install your upgrades. So first update your source. And after that you can upgrade your system. It is for better for newer packages that will be downloaded from the resources, for example for repository, and to better to make better safety of your Linux, because for example now it is Linux image downloaded, and other patches for the kernel can be downloaded. That makes your operating system more safe. It takes in the first time a couple of minutes. So after a couple of minutes you have VirtualBox add-ins installed, and you should press enter to return. So what else you can do is to install the Chrome browser. To search the packages, you can use sudo apt cache search Chromium browser. It should be these packages. Wrong password. Yes, it is the Chrome browser, so we can apt-get and install. The Chrome browser. The Chrome browser is something else than Chrome, because Chromium is open source project and the Chrome is the Google project, but in the Chrome using the Chrome solutions, so it is very similar and has the same engine used for rendering and opening sites, and the logic is the same, but it is two projects that are very similar, that is very similar, but the one is from Google and two is from the community, but we can install after upgrading, because now it is locked to install other packages, because when we do two things in the same time, it can be a problem with the dependencies, because some libraries can be upgraded to the other version, so the Chromium could not work properly. And now we can yes, so it's going. So what is in the Ubuntu? In the Ubuntu is Firefox pre-installed, and the writer LibreOffice. It is like OpenOffice or Microsoft Office, but it is for writing the documents. This is LibreCalc, and it is like Excel, and Impress like PowerPoint to presentation, and this is the repository when you can find the same packages like Chromium or others packages, but it is a graphical ones. Many people ask why you use the command line but not the GUI. It is because when you create something or install on the server, you usually connect to the host using SSH, and it is on the terminal and looks like terminals, so you use the commands and you don't use the GUI, and it is the main cause that I do this using the terminal, because more things can be made by using the command line. Okay, we have the Chromium browser. Takes some time. Maybe we CD Mozilla. It looks like on the Windows, but we want to use Chrome. We have the Thunderbird also, and it is to get the post emails and send emails, and you know as well on Windows so we can stop this. And you see it is Chromium, and we can search sites, and it's pretty nice. It takes a long time because it has less resources that they should, but we can also see the packages. Maybe we reopen that. Usually it takes less time. I should have software on my Ubuntu. This is the other version of Ubuntu, and have something like this. Okay, and it is more efficient, more speed to find something. And you have the games, maybe that. So you can find many programs here. I recommend you to find, maybe not on this, but on my site, periodic table that I create, and on the other movies. You can check that. So okay, this is simply Ubuntu. I think it is less resource, and because that it is very slow now. As you see, this is just a gigabyte memory. If you have a computer that has less resources that recommended, I recommend you the other distribution. And then Debian and the distribution that hasn't Unity, but for example LXD or Old GNOME you can use. So it is the first tutorial that I create on arithmetic channel. So see you next time. Bye.